Whenever you guys are ready, you can just start. All right, predictions are coming in. Looks like people are high on Death and Taxes so far. We have Mono Black Hogak in next round, which should be very interesting stuff. And a Delver to start the game for Kaplan. Let's tune into the players.
All days.
Okay. Pass.
Trigger.
Talia gets dazed.
Yep.
Reveal a brainstorm. Draw. I'll attack for 3.
Yep. 17.
I'll go Volcanic into Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Sounds good.
And I'll pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw.
Mongoose.
I'll go 2 mana Stoneforge Mystic.
Stoneforge Mystic. How many cards left in your hand?
3.
Stoneforge. And Kaplan's thinking about forcing that, I'm assuming.
I'll force that, pitch daze, trigger the channeler.
Yep.
I'll put a iteration into my graveyard.
Okay. Cards in hand. 3.
Yep.
Okay. So then I'd like to Swords of the Delver.
Sure. I go to 22.
Okay. Then I'll be passing.
Okay.
Carlone, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Predictions still coming in here. I'm going to leave it live for another minute.
Yep.
I will keep that on top and then ponder.
Okay.
And I will I'll keep these. I'll draw. I'll play a Delver and attack.
Okay. So I'm down to 16.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'll pass.
Okay. Draw.
What's up, Force of Phil? Force of Phil says Magic needs clowns. We have Jester's Cap. That's not bad. It's a good start. Legendary Platypus is being asked for now. What does everybody think of the Dungeons and Dragons preview so far? How is everybody liking Forgotten Realms? I know I asked this earlier, but I'm sure we have a different crowd by now. People only really stick around for like 5 minutes and then they get bored on this stream. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. JT Parra is loving it. Wired Hyena just insulted Goblins and just got banned from chat. Rubber Duck Sauce says kind of weak, to be honest. That's okay.
All iteration now.
Yeah.
So far, not terribly impressed, says Bertram. Are the people that are not impressed about power level or not impressed about Dungeons and Dragons flavor stuff? Flash Panda is enjoying the new Modern meta. How is Modern right now? What are the best decks in Modern? Treasure Chest is awesome. Yeah, I saw that D20 card. That looked cool. Did they spoil a clown card vehicle? Flavor is on point, says LaPark. The creativity of some of the cards and how they tie in with D&D. I'm not a D&D person. I've never played D&D in my life, and I know almost nothing about the lore. So I'm relying on everyone else to tell me if I should like this set or not. Lepark is not a fan of the dungeon shtick. The dungeon venture into a dungeon thing is like it's pretty cool to me. I know it's probably just going to be relevant and limited, maybe standard, but it looks really cool.
I'll play an iteration
Yeah.
trigger.
Sanctum Prelate is brutal.
I will put this in the graveyard, Tarfire,
Yeah.
and I'll iteration.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sedgemoor Witch seems to have slumped all the way down and is not really getting played right now. It was hot for a minute, but Modern Horizons 2 knocked Sedgemoor Witch off the top. Yeah, lessons were cool and limited. I agree. Elendril played all the RPGs as a teenager. So what do you think of this set then so far, Elendril?
I'll fetch.
Yeah.
The volcanic. I'll dash in the Ragavan
Okay.
and I'll attack.
I'll trade the apparition with the Ragavan. You'll get a 1/1 token.
Yep.
And I'll go down to 10.
And I'll pass.
So this is important, chat. Pay close attention. Dave Kaplan just got a 1/1 illusion token from a Skyclave apparition, but he's representing it with just a die with a number 1 on it. Is that a violation of the DCI, and should that be a game loss, or are we going to let that slide? Because he doesn't have an illusion token to represent the illusion. How upset should how upset should we be about this situation? Full ban. Okay, people are calling for bans.
I'll attack.
Yep, I'll go to 7.
You have a Flicker Wisp plus 1 other in your hand.
Yeah, 1 unknown.
Cosmic Coil highlighting, I thought you already banned Kaplan. He was banned in the past, yeah. He's a this is his second offense, actually. So this is extra
I'll cast a Murktide.
Sure.
extra bad.
I'll exile.
People are calling for bans of Dave Kaplan from Magic the Gathering forever. Hold on a second. Maybe I'll call the DCI hotline. Let's see. I'm on hold with the DCI hotline. I'll put them on speaker.
And
Dave can be demoted to
pass.
playing Pokemon. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Vero, we've got a situation.
Untap, I'll draw. And,
I mean, do games like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, do they tolerate this kind of thing where people don't have proper tokens on standby for every possible situation, or is that not tolerated with those games either?
your turn with no
Yeah.
counters on, correct?
yeah.
Okay. During my upkeep, I'll fetch.
Sure. 18.
Pokemon doesn't have tokens. Pokemon has energy, right? Oh, those
The
are not
mountain.
tokens either. Those are in your
Mhm.
deck. I don't know. You have coins. You need to have a coin to play Pokemon, right? Aren't there coin flips in that game?
Draw.
Yeah.
I'll go to attack.
Yeah. I'll trade the Flicker Wisp for the... Oh, sorry.
1 second. Yeah, I'll attack with both.
Yeah. I'll trade the Murktide for the Flicker Wisp.
Yep.
I'll go down to 4.
Yep. I'll play a Flooded Strand and I'll pass.
Okay. Untap, draw.
Yep.
I'll play Plains, and then I'll play Phyrexian Revoker.
Bertram wondering, how do we know if the die is attacking? We can't possibly know. That's the big problem here. That's the big problem. Oh man, the situation is just so bad.
Put you down to
16.
Yeah, go.
Turn
I'll
it
pass for
45
free.
degrees.
Yeah, I'll go down to 1.
And I'll pass.
Okay. Untap, draw. And I will concede.
Okay.
All right. Game 1 goes to Kaplan, even though he doesn't have proper tokens for every possible situation available.
All set for game 2?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
keep it. I'll start.
I just had to
I'll
reset
keep
something.
as well.
All right. Plains and pass.
I will fetch into a basic island into Ponder.
Okay.
I had to change something with my camera setup. I didn't get to play IRL Legacy last night, unfortunately. I didn't get to make it to the shop. Wish I did. You know, I'd rather people just not be ready for Goblins when I show up with it. Chileth says Goblins is an F tier where it belongs, and Chileth got banned from chat. Not allowed to write anything in chat anymore. We're pretty liberal with bans in chat. We just fire them off. You say one thing I don't like, you get banned immediately. Depths is not S tier, says Sven. Yeah, I agree with that. Chileth got banned. Look,
Cast
there's proof.
another Ponder.
Yep.
Have I tried food chain goblins with ignoble? I have not. I don't own any food chains, and I don't really plan to try that. Yeah, the new goblin land seems cool. I don't know if it makes the cut for legacy goblins because we have so few land spots that are not utility. But and by utility I mean like Wasteland, Port, Cavern of Souls. The rest are just mountains and badlands. Tony Dravetto, thanks for extending the subscription. 13 months for Tony Dravetto. What's up, Tony? Thanks for the resub. Tony's been with us since the beginning. Tony is one of our OGs. All right, Bolt takes out Mom. I think I'm going to start being known as a Goblins player. I'm actually a new Goblins player. Like, I'm only playing Goblins as a deck for like 6 months, if that. And before that, I had never played the deck in my life. It's just like the recent deck I've been playing. But I recently met up with some friends and played like a mini tournament, and I played Bant Control in that. So you know, I play other decks too. I think most like of the New York players that know me through Magic for a long time, they have me bookmarked in their mind as a blue pile and blue red Delver and blue pile and blue Delver player. Delver's always blue. What am I saying? Blue pile and Delver player. I keep saying it wrong. Yeah, stay cool over there, Tony. How's the situation right now, Tony? Tony's in the Pacific Northwest, where there is a crazy heat wave right now. It's also very hot in New York City, all the way on the other side of the country, I should add. It was almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit today. Did I try on my diplomacy helmet yet? What's a diplomacy helmet?
I can cast the double,
Okay, sounds good.
and I'll pass.
Okay, untap, draw. And
Very warm in Montreal as well. Comes a pre-modern, Chris, where goblins will always be good and never power creeped out. I actually do have most of the cards for pre-modern goblins, and I've played it a bit. And I hope to do some more pre-modern on this channel. And if you want to see more pre-modern on this channel, whether you're watching live right now on Twitch or you're watching later on YouTube, become a sub, become a YouTube member, support the stream in every way you can. The more days of the week that I can stream, the more likely it will be that we'll do more pre-modern. But in addition to that, you'll have more channel points, you'll have more say, and when we do our Wednesday bingo polls where chat predicts which formats we play, you can vote for pre-modern and overwhelm everybody else with your contributions, and we will do it. We will do it. I like the variety of creatures in Legacy Goblins too. Legacy Goblins is just such a cool deck to me. The way it finds paths to victory feels very fun to me as a player. I had a game I played a couple of weeks ago, a match I played a couple of weeks ago, where game 3 came down to me facing down a Loam. My opponent was playing Loam, and I'm on Goblins. And I'm trying to think now. They had like so many permanents in play. I had like nothing in play. I had like 2 vials and a Skirk Prospector or something, and they had like 2 Punishing Fires in hand with the whole. They were all set up, and I still won. I still won the game. I like double sling gang them to kill them, and yeah. Goblin Lackey 1 is here, right as we're talking about Legacy Goblins. We just say someone in chat wrote something about goblins, and Goblin Lackey 1 just shows up, ready to go, ready to discuss, ready to promote. What's up, Goblin Lackey? What is a diplomacy helmet? I have no idea what that is. Is this some new Oh, the Goblin Lackey flavor text. My bad. I missed your message. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, I'm a new Goblins player. I'm only playing Goblins for like 6 months, if that.
And
Here's Ragavan.
I'll try to path the Ragavan.
Oh no.
You're down to 3 cards?
Yep.
Yep. That's good.
Strass Daddy, thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're pretty deep into a game 2 of what someone earlier in the stream called Perfect Legacy, Death and Taxes versus Blue Red Delver. NYC was a lot of fun, says Strass Daddy. What did you do? Oh, you took my pizza suggestions. Where'd you go? What did you do? I'm very curious. Give us an entire rundown of your entire trip in chat. Pathing Ragavan is real feels bad, man. Yeah, that's not very good. Here's Murktide.
Good.
For anyone not aware,
1,
I am
2,
in New York
3,
City.
4, 5.
As is Dave Kaplan. And Philip Vodinacharov is in Austria. Very late at night, I should add, for Philip. What's the pizza wreck in NYC? I know a particular spot I'm a huge fan of. Well, which spot are you a huge fan of? I don't remember what places we recommended last time. There was a stream where we were just talking about pizza for like an hour. New York pizza.
I think it's gain 8, right?
Yeah, so
You had me at 21.
Yeah, I think so. From sorting the channel. Oh, you fetched. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So 28.
Yep. You have how many cards now?
Oh,
2.
28. Whoops.
All right. My turn.
And let me think. Yeah, I think I'm just too scared of a daze, so I'll pass. And in the upkeep, I'll port a volcanic.
Sure. Draw.
Nice. I'm glad you had a good trip, Stress Daddy. All right, people are against certain pizza places in New York City.
Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you forget to surveil? I think he missed a surveil trigger.
I will put those two.
John's Pizza on 44th. I'm not sure which place that is actually.
Do you play any cards that can force me to shuffle my library?
No.
Path is optional, right?
Oh, path is optional, and I guess surgical's in the sideboard.
Players are trying to figure out what's in each other's decks. This is open deck list, so they can ask questions like that. Inside has vaulted ceilings. It used to be a church. I don't know. So I'm actually the worst. Like I could be asked, "Oh, do you know this place?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't know." Meanwhile, I've been there like 20 times. You know how many times people brought me places and I was like, "Oh, I've been here before." Brooklyn was cool, kind of hipster in a good way. Yeah, some parts of Brooklyn are hipster.
15.
True name.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Name you, and I'll pass.
Yep. Okay, on tap.
I feel like New York City is just so big. I've lived here my whole life. New York City is just so big that when someone asks me, where should I go for pizza? It's like, well, where are you going to be? Like, there's so many places that are like good. I can't even pick a number one place for anything. Chelsea Market is great. Yeah, definitely check that out if you're in New York City. Was that completely open, by the way, Chelsea Market? I think it just reopened recently. Oh, okay. Goblin like he's describing this place that is starting to look like a place I recognize in my head.
Take your time.
I think I have to. God, do I even get out of this? Let's be honest. I have
Choo-choo
not
name.
missed that card. I'll just. No, Batterskull. Yeah, I'll. No, because if I get the Batterskull, I have to get the Jit because otherwise I'm just dead on board.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the name of the Mexican place in Chelsea Market, Strass Daddy? There's a Mexican place in Chelsea Market that is really, really good.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I drew my card. I will attack for 6.
Yeah.
And I'll waste your port.
Okay.
And I'll pass.
Yeah. So I think with this I'm out of outs. Yeah. All right. GG's.
2 games.
GG's. Sanctum Prelate, beaten by True Name. We're like in 2017 or something. The death and taxes lists are including Caldra and what other Modern Horizons cards are making the cut for death and taxes right now? Oh, Solitude.
Yeah, Solitude.
Have there been any other options that you found so far?
I mean, I desperately want Sanctifier Avec to be good, but I don't think that red is a color in Legacy that needs to be graveyard hated. So
Yeah.
if the card said black and green, it'd be an auto include. Heck, I'd even start cutting rest in pieces for him. That's how far it would go. But with the fact that you're missing out on all the important cards like Loam, Vengevines, for example, which is a huge problem for Death and Taxes in general, and so much more, I can't justify playing Sanctifier. As for other cards I've wanted to try, I've been running an Esper Sentinel build, which turned out to be really good against Delver and nothing else.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, the deck, one reason why I'm so fond of Death and Taxes in the last few years is that Plague Engineer is not very good against Death and Taxes, despite people thinking that it is, because the inclusions of Skyclave Apparition and stuff and Spirit of the Labyrinth made the deck, the tribal types, very diverse. So it's always been very resilient to the Engineer.
Yeah.
So the Esper Sentinels were really problematic because they were A, 1/1s and B, humans. And therefore, also, I had to cut them. And also the fact that if you play Sentinel and you're not a force deck, there's no point in drawing an extra card because the third Talia is not going to do anything on turn 2 once you're getting tendrils for 30. So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
And we were talking about earlier in the stream while you were playing or between games. We were talking about a current tier list that was posted on our Discord. Where is Death and Taxes on the tier list right now? Because there seems to be some confusion and debate about that. What do you think?
I mean, I think that
And this is not the most important thing, by the way. This is just what people feel.
yeah. Let me actually pull up the list. Let me see where it is. There it is. I think B I think is an appropriate spot. I see.
Okay.
I have this classic. The thing that Death and Taxes really struggled with during like the Fire Design era is that basically everybody got new like insane toys. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
D&T had to rely on like the old same rubbish cards. That kind of changed with Skyclave Apparition and like really skyrocketed D&T the way that like Recruiter and Prelate did back in 2017. But now with Modern Horizons 2, D&T did get some new stuff, but not even remotely close to, let's say, like Monkey, the Saga, Yavi Maya, which I think is hugely underrated.
Yeah, that card's probably the biggest staple card.
Yeah, and I think that overall D&T is going to have a hard time adapting to just new, better cards being out there. But I still think the deck is good. I dare even say put it in A tier because I still think that D&T is largely favored against UR Delver.
Cool.
I mean, it's just because Ragavan is not very good against D&T because it rarely gets to hit, due to also like having uncounterable answers like Caracas 3 times in the deck. And
Right.
in general, just losing to creatures. I mean, in this match, I didn't really get to show it because there weren't many Ragavans, and if they were dashed. So
Yeah.
But because I also think D&T is set up very well against ban control because D&T has the luxury of not really caring about Uro as a card due to the nature of D&T being a prison deck and kind of just like just locking them out of the game where basically the Uro does nothing. So I've had a game recently where I think after 13 Uro casts, after me repeatedly bouncing with Caracas, I still won the game with the opponent on 5 deck cards. And ban control, except for endurance, really does struggle against D&T. Green-White Depths, I've tested today. I've ran into it 3 times, and it was way more brutal than I remember it. And that was I only won. I think I lost 0-2, lost 1-2, and then 1-2-0. But it still did not feel that great.
Gotcha. And last question. I know it's very late for you, so thank you for your time. But people are dying to know, why did you choose a Fry playmat? Are you trying to make people think that you're a red player?
The reason is that I actually won this one, and it's kind of
nice.
near and dear to my heart. So I won this with like Tix at like an event where
awesome.
I think I got second.
Nah, it's a cool.
Not
it's a
playing
cool
D&T, but yeah,
I
I love the playmat. I've also general chicken is my favorite animal.
Okay.
So adds to
we need more chickens. This is a totally other topic. We need more chickens in Magic, don't we?
Hard agree. I mean,
They're
my
only
second
in
favorite
Unblue.
animal, snakes, is represented wide and far. So I'm happy about that.
I think the snake to chicken ratio could be a lot better, and I'm probably gonna have to write a letter to Wizards about that when we wrap up
an
the stream.
open letter.
Yeah.
And
If
I
you
will
want to sign
co-sign
it,
it.
I'll let you know.
Thank you so much. I'll gladly do that.